Please welcome back to our show, Angela Bassett. Well, it's nice to have you back.
Thank you.
I want to give you some shoe cam. Just keep your feet right there. You have such a youthful look and spirit.
Thank you.
You're just young.
Thank you.
But sophisticated. Yes. I saw that you wore a crop top like a young lady at the Whitney premiere. Look.
Oh,
it's good. No, it's good.
I didn't know the navel was showing.
Well, see, that's the thing. You know, when the navel shows, that means it's really young.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There are a lot of women of a particular age who will show just a sliver of skin because they can't.
That's what I thought I was doing.
No, you didn't. But you can do that. Was that your idea or was that Courtney's idea?
Oh, that was, well, if I could claim it, but it was my idea. But he concurred.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he did. So I understand this is your first time directing.
My first time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How did this all come about for you?
Well, I was having lunch one day with the executive producer who produced the Betty and Coretta movie that I did for Lifetime with Mary J. a couple of years back. And we remained friends. Thank you. And so he's telling me about, you know, after we get through our friendship stuff, you know, what are you working on? He says he's working on this Whitney movie. And I was like, oh, you know, knowing his integrity and the way he goes about things,
yes.
I was excited about it because 2 years previous, I wasn't excited about the idea. You know, it seemed too soon, you know, and just, you know, inappropriate at the time. But now with, you know, 3 years later, I thought, oh, wonderful. And he was talking about, you know, trying to find a director, you know, there's a big music component, you know, how difficult that was going to be. And I was like, oh, yeah. Well, let me get home and come up with some names of directors to send you. And I did. And about 2 days, but I said in the process, I said, oh, I wish I could direct it. You know, just wistfully.
Yes.
Like, I wish I had the experience. I wish I'd gone to film school or for the summer or directed traffic in elementary school.
Yes.
Video or anything.
Yes.
You know? And so he called me 2 or 3 days later and said, did you mean it when you said you wish you could direct? Because I went to Lifetime. I told them I thought you'd be perfect. They called me back in an hour and said, yes, we agree. So we can do it.
Wow. So this opportunity just fell in your lap.
Yeah, into my lap, into my hands.
And where did you guys tape? We filmed.
That was my first directorial decision. It was like Toronto or LA.
Yes.
I said Toronto. I mean, no, I said not Toronto because I knew I'd be going to New Orleans to do American Horror Story.
Right.
You know, and I have twins.
Yes.
So I didn't want to, and they were going to be back-to-back projects. I didn't want to be gone for that length of time. And I said, LA.
Well, then you worked with Whitney in one of my favorite movies, Waiting to Exhale.
Okay. Thank you.
What are some of your fond memories of her there on the set?
Oh, look at that big smile. She was just so generous. Her spirit, she was on time, she was professional, she was fun, she was funny.
What did you guys...
She sang easy, you know. We played bid whist.
I was just gonna say, what did you do on your downtime? Play bid whist?
Playing bid whist, you know how we do. We went bowling, you know.
Yeah.
Just regular,
fun.
real, yeah.
So now Yaya DaCosta is playing Whitney. How did you decide on Yaya?
Well, I thought she bared a resemblance and she had a regal bearing, you know, about herself. And so it was in my mind. And a friend of mine also, you know, suggested her. And I said, oh, yeah, I remembered her from The Kids Are All Right, from The Butler, of course, from America's Next Top Model. You know? And so I thought she'd be a great choice, you know, if she could pull it off, you know, get the accent.
Thanks for sending me an advance copy. I watched it.
Oh,
yeah, and I'll be watching it again on Saturday.
Thank you.
Okay, so Bobby Christina, and you know we do Hot Topics here on the show.
Yes.
We talked about Bobby Christina responding to you over social media. Do you remember that? Weeks ago, I said Bobby Christina is very angry. She wanted to be casted, and so then she got on Twitter and she called you all the way out of your name. Oh, did you read it or did your people tell you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, but your people
told
you?
me a little bit, I think. I think they spared me most of it.
It's very disrespectful.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
no, I didn't read it, and it's probably best. I'm
Yes.
sure it's best
Yes.
because things like that hurt your feelings.
Yes.
And they don't really mean it before you say sin.
Yes.
You know.
Did you know that she wanted to be in the movie?
I did not. As a matter of fact, we were filming for a week. I did an interview on set during lunch, and the interviewer mentioned that, and did I know? And I said, so I was sort of, I was just shocked. Oh, really?
Yes.
You know, we had an open casting. Any of you could have auditioned.
Yeah,
we really did.
We talked about this movie on Hot Topics. I was even saying that I was talking about how the family, Whitney's family, was against this movie being done on TV. They wanted it more regal, big screen.
They wanted a big screen.
But I was telling the family through TV that you don't understand that some of the biggest movies, the best stuff is now on TV, not in the movie theaters.
Right.
And that's just the way it is.
I know people. It's easy at home. Turn your TV on.
Yes.
They're trying to, getting people to the cinema. I know myself. I always need to go to check that movie out. But life comes up.
Life comes up, and it's just easier to sit at home and watch Lifetime.
Absolutely.
So I heard that you showed it to Dionne Warwick, her cousin.
I did.
And what did Dionne say?
Well, I was in town maybe a couple months ago for American Horror, and I was at Huffington Post. And they have the little scroll in the dressing room. Oh, okay, I'll be on in 2 minutes. And then I see immediately after me, Dionne's going to be on the show. And I said, oh, Whitney, girl.
Yes, yes.
Because things like that were constantly happening. And after me, she came in, and I just embraced her. Because when the Bobby Christina thing happened, Miss Dionne reached out to me and sent me an email saying, you know these kids.
That was nice. That was nice.
Yeah, and Whitney would, wouldn't want you to be upset about that. So he was like, thank you. I don't mean to cause any upset on it.
Yes, that's nice.
Now, so I told her, I've done this movie, and I will come to New Jersey and show it to you.
Yes.
I will come and show you. And she said, here's my number. And I was able to do that.
Now, I don't want to give any of the movie away, but I will say that, in that short 2 hours that the movie was, you really answered some pretty important questions and accusations that have been made regarding Bobby and Whitney and their life together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I understand that you had to pick a 5-year timeline in her life.
Well, initially, before I came on, there was a script written, and it was one of those cradle to the grave.
Yeah.
From birth to death.
Yes, you can't do that in 2 hours.
For 84 minutes with commercials, a complicated life.
Yes.
2 lives, and everyone else. It was impossible. So there was just a moment where they were at their best.
Yes.
We know how the story ends. Unfortunately, we don't need to go there. And that was instrumental in me saying yes.
You did it very tastefully, Angela. One more thing, Doug. Okay, let me just ask one more thing. Bobby didn't have the gap in his teeth. It didn't bother me, but it might bother you. I'm just letting you know now.
If you're looking to be bothered by something,
you always are. No, he did not have the gap in the teeth. Did you try?
Listen, by the time I said yes, we had 21 days to film this movie. The prep is usually about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I think we had about 4.5. Then it's like, let's get going.
Yeah.
I think we read the script. We read 12 pages of the script before we started shooting because now costume needs you. Now this person needs you. Now makeup needs to do a test. On and on and on. We tried with the gap, but when it came back the day before shooting, it looked like a black Sharpie.
So there is no gap. And by the way, Deborah Cox, you are a star. That singing.
Isn't she?
What? Deborah
So
Cox's
important.
voice is dubbed over doing the Whitney, and then Yaya's just mouthing it. Very nice job, Angela Bassett, everybody. Whitney airs this Saturday at 8 on Lifetime.